Oh, look, 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 look. That's the ride I want to get on right there. That ride. No, that is my favorite ride. Like, you know, let's go. I'm down. I'm down. Okay, but let's see what they have first. This Pride is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah. Oh look, somebody's doing Whitney Houston. Let's go. So when the night falls, my lonely heart calls. Dance. 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 Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. Let's go find somebody who really knows how to do Whitney Houston. Baby. Oh, that's my Whitney! 96 bottles of beers on the wall, 96 bottles of beer, 96 quarts of loads in his walls. 96 loads! Before we get into that, hey, welcome back to my channel, Piggies out there. If this video does attract anybody new, come here, keep it cute, keep it mute, or you will get the boot. He does have mods. Yeah, you know, every now and then I might just do a random video of something that's just like, you know, different than what I normally do. This is gonna be about, my friend told me, he was like, you see that video or something about on Twitter? This guy took 96 loads in one day, and I'm like, 96 loads? No, I don't want to see it. So I ignored it. I paid it down, and then I keep seeing people talk about it now. I'm just like, here we go. So I'm like, you know what? Why not also, and just include pride in what I think pride is, and has always been. And also, if y'all start hearing like noise in the background, people's cutting grass, am I the only one that feel like they live in a neighborhood where somebody cuts grass every day? That's besides the fact. So, this might ruffle a few feathers, it might, but you know, as y'all know, people that know my channel, I don't care. Like, y'all have canceled me for less. So, and I have mods, we will lock you. So, apparently this guy, something tells me he's Caucasian, I guess he's allegedly an OnlyFans creator, or he is. And so I guess he likes to have multiple partners, as most gay men do. But I guess during DC Pride, he went above and beyond to beat his own Guinness World Record, and he took 96 loads in one day. Why didn't he just stop at 100? Maybe by then the hole had collapsed and fell out. I don't know. I know a lot of y'all say, y'all made up this thing now where you shouldn't slut shame or kink shame, and you shouldn't do this. But some things, I'm sorry, need to be shamed. I'm sorry. And with all this being said, what you do with your body is your business. That's do you. So regardless of what my opinions may be or somebody else's opinions, if you are living and you haven't caught nothing and you're healthy, okay, you know, lucky you. But that doesn't mean that somebody can't have an opinion or judge you. You know, some of y'all be like, you shouldn't judge that or judge this, but then y'all come and judge the person for judging the thing. So we're all judging each other, so nobody's better than the next. Some things need to be shamed. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure a lot of us here, especially gay men, have had multiple partners. Some of us can't even remember or count. I'm one of them. And I've always tried to pride myself on having safe sex. That doesn't mean that I haven't made mistakes, that I haven't had slip-ups. You know, I had an ex. I've only had one boyfriend, like literally one, that I could, like a boyfriend. You know, I think a lot of people meet guys and be like, oh, he shook my hand, he's my boyfriend. We ended in 2001. I haven't had a boyfriend since. So, you know, of course I come across guys and everything, but you get some, as a gay man or just a man, and maybe I'll speak for gay men or just from my experience. After you tried having this like open heart and mind for guys, and then everybody just keeps playing the same games, you kind of just build a wall up, and then you kind of become that person where like, okay, If we hook up and all it is sex, then okay, that's it. No love lost. When it used to be like, oh my God, I like Pac-Man, he likes Pac-Man. I think we're meant to be. And then it doesn't work out and you're like, okay, well. So now you got to a point where it's like, you get a little, I don't say bitter, but I think a lot of us do get bitter at certain things in life. And you put a wall up. But during that process, you probably are having a lot of different partners. So on that end, I'm not judging. But when you are just sitting there and taking 96 loads, I'm sorry, I think it's gross. I do. Just in general, when it comes to cum dumps and pumping dumps and all that kind of stuff, I think it's gross. That's just my personal opinion. I just feel like as gay men, a lot of them are just so robotic. So just sexual robotic objects. I can't even say human beings, like just objects. Like especially the way they speak on these apps that you get on, you know, Sniffies, Adam for Adam, BGC, Men for Now, Grindr, Jacked, Femme for Femme, Fat for Slim, Slim for Fat, Scruff. Everybody has the same language on there, and it's very not even much language at all. It's very just, yo, sup. Anything outside of that, they aren't really human. They just don't know how to, and I get it, you're on there for your purpose. I'm going between different topics, but it all makes sense. You get on there, and there is chances that you can get on these apps, whether they're known for sex or not, and meet decent people. Trust me, it can happen, but it's very rare. And when you try to have a conversation, I'll be like, hey, how are you doing today? The responses is always horny. Besides that, what else are you? I guess what I'm getting at, men are just nasty. Gay and straight, but I'm going to really say that I think most of the nastiness happens in the gay lifestyle. I really, truly do. Where it makes it feel like, is there such thing? Is it a sin? I'm just saying, like, is it? Like, is this why it's so hard to find, like, an actual, and I'm not even, like, saying I'm looking for a boyfriend, but is this why it's so hard to find genuine connection? Because everybody, it's just lust and sin, and that's all it is? Because it does seem that way. So when you say somebody took 96 loads, that doesn't surprise me. And not only that, in between those loads, you know there's some guy going in there, probably eating the person out and sucking out the loads. Like, Sorry, I forgot to add this. Excuse me and my powerful white man mullet. I don't know if any of y'all have ever actually been with somebody who has had loads in them. I met this guy a long time ago, and he didn't tell me that he priorly had other people before I came over there. So we get to doing our thing, and let's just say while it was starting to do that thing, it smelled like, I could smell like raw fish or something. And then I'm like, what does that smell? He was like, oh, I had some guys come in before and load in me. When I tell you I pulled out so fast, old loads have a stink smell. So I know the guy that took 96 loads was funky. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a prude when it comes to sex because I don't like a lot of fluids. I don't even care to kiss like that. And people go, oh, you have nice lips. I don't care. Because people do a lot of things with their body parts in their mouths. Like they just do. And it's just like, I ain't got no, But here's the gag though. People that seem to let go and just do all kind of nasty, funky stuff, they seem to be okay. They seem to not catch anything, allegedly. But me, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I can be honest, y'all don't real with y'all, I have caught stuff before. And those of y'all that know me, y'all know I'm always like, put a condom on, but I swear I'm cursed. I don't know if it's because because I top. Back in 92 was another story, but I'll get there. And so I definitely use a condom for that. And have I slipped up before in the past? Yes. But for the most part, you don't use one for oral. Because, it just seems like, what's the point of it? But then nowadays, it is a point because so many things people can have in their throat. And you don't know. You don't know. They may not even know. Because sometimes you can have symptoms of things and you won't even know. And I know now everybody's on Doxy, allegedly. Everybody's on PrEP, allegedly. And those of y'all that don't know, Doxy is supposed to be like this thing that you take right after sex, and it kind of maybe hopefully prevents certain STDs from like even starting. Hopefully. I don't think it does like HIV, but like as far as like the gonorrhea and stuff like that, it's supposed to like prevent it. But stuff like warts and herpes, I don't think it's gonna prevent that. those things, you know, you kind of keep forever. Herpes, genital warts, syphilis. You can get a shot for it, but it's still gonna be in your system. But you can't give it to nobody. HIV, you know, like, and I know that PrEP is supposed to be 99% effective when it comes to HIV, but there's still a chance there. And not only that, it doesn't prevent other STDs. And I don't think a lot of gay men get that. They just think like, I'm taking PrEP, so I'm not gonna get HIV. But what about gonorrhea? What about syphilis? What about all the other diseases that are out there? And I think a lot of just men think they're Superman because they're taking these stuff. And it's like, you almost want to meet somebody and say, okay, you're taking all these pills, right? Can you show me? Can you show me the bottle of PrEP, the bottle of Doxy? Because anybody can say that. Anybody can be like, I'm taking Doxy and PrEP and not taking nothing at all and literally just giving you anything. And I know this is going to sound like crazy conspiracy. I have on my aluminum foil like baseball cap right now. But I had this weird feeling that one day something with PrEP was going to go wrong and all these people that have been taking it just like loosey-goose, something going to happen. I just have that weird feeling about it. I don't know why, but I just do. I hope not, but I just do. So when y'all are saying, you know, don't kink shame, don't slut shame, and all that kind of stuff.
You slut! But no.
But at some point, as a human being, do you not have any shame or pride for yourself? Any love for yourself to like, maybe like, you know, tone it down some a little bit? But then again, I guess not, because a lot of these guys, once again, on these apps are just there for the SEX. And a lot of them want to be treated like a urinal. They don't want to be treated as a human. You can't speak to them as a human. You can't speak to them as an everyday person. I've had guys get mad at me because I'm like speaking to them like, hey, like, how are you doing? How's your day? They're like, whatever. Piss on me. I'm like, okay. Guys who don't want you to even smell good. They want you to smell like musk and feet. I'm just like, I don't. Some things need to be shamed. At what point did you get to in your life where you want somebody to smell like booty? I don't understand. You know, a long time ago, back in my bottom days, when I met this guy, and I think first impressions are good. So you want to smell your best, try to look your best. And so I put on all my Bath and Body Works. I was like, oh, I'm going to smell good. I get this car. He was like, something like, it's not going to work because you smell too much like a woman. Oh, my bad. Should I smell like booty and musk? And then that makes, because for some reason men equate masculinity with so many things, but smell is one of them. So the more musky and sweaty you smell, the more masculine you are. When it's so stupid because there are less masculine guys who can smell just as funky and rotted. You know, and people will say, try Tinder, try these other apps. And I really do believe these apps are just like Sniffies and Grindr in them. They're just less sexually visibly. But the same men you see on Grindr and Jacked are the same men on Tinder and Christian Mingle. They just have on a shirt and that's it. And I know people are like, oh, just go out and meet somebody. It's not that simple, especially in this gay lifestyle. It's not that simple. This is going to lead into pride and everything too. It's not that simple to just walk out your house and somebody just run into you. Like, it's not that simple. Men might want to approach you, but they don't know whether you really are gay. They don't know if you would find them attractive. Nobody wants to be let down. And I'm the kind of person where I'm not gonna lie, I don't make a first move on anything. I'm like, I may see the guy, I'm like, oh, he's cute, but I'm not gonna say anything. Because a lot of times I don't want to boost anybody's ego up. So I'm like, if they want me, they'll reach out. But I know that's ignorant because you might miss out on good people doing that. But that's just how I am. But I think a lot of us are that way. We're not going to say nothing to you, even though we may want to. So I don't even go out anymore. You know, after doing Drag Race and stuff and all the bookings and traveling and going to the club, I was ready to go. But back in the day though, when I was younger, oh my God, hitting up every club, Atlanta was the place to be. Pride was a place to be. Still foolish, we'll get there, but it was a place to be. The only time I can remember myself really like being social and like actually out in the nightlife and actually meeting and mingling was when I was in LA maybe a couple years ago. And you know, walking down WeHo and all that, and I felt vibrant. You know, like, and guys were approaching me and I was talking to guys, and you know, maybe it's just where you are. Like, maybe if you're in your home state, it's tired. Like, Atlanta to me is tired. Like, it's tired. The date, tired. You get on Grindr, whatever the case is, the same 5 or 10 guys there that you may have already met, you haven't met. The same. It's just the same thing. Everybody, especially everybody either they're not your type, you're not their type. Everybody's so pressed on who's masculine and who's butch. Meanwhile, they're a queen themselves. Oh, that's another whole story. Oh my goodness. I'm like, gay men don't want gay men. They want straight men. And it's like, I understand. We all have our likes. And even me personally, could I date somebody like Miss Lawrence from Housewives, Derek J? Probably not. You know, like, probably not. But that's like flamboyant. That's like, you know, like beyond, you know. But there are guys who, you know, what's funny, I always, even to this day, it started when I was younger, when I was the bottom and I was out and I was like, I was never that, but I was like gay, like gay, like the kind of gay you read in the Bible. You know, and I was a bottom, you know, in my mind, it was always like, in my mind, it seemed like a feminine guy is supposed to be with the masculine guy, and the masculine guy would want a feminine guy. Like, that's what it felt like, almost like woman-man kind of role kind of thing. No, men, they always be like, if I wanted a woman, I'd get a woman. It's like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense, because just because somebody may have feminine ways doesn't mean they're a woman, you know. And I think every man has feminine and masculine qualities. Some may just lean on one more than the other. But just, especially in the black gay lifestyle, and I know it's in the white and every other race, but speaking for black, as a black gay man, it's very dominant in this lifestyle, in this black lifestyle, masculinity. It's very toxic, very, very toxic. And even to this day, I still will say things like, what if I was getting at, when I was gay, I was so used to being like, before I met somebody, hey, I do have feminine ways, just so you know. I still do that now, and when I meet guys, they're like, why do you say that? Like, you don't give me that. But I just say it just in case you thinking I'm gonna get there and be like, yo, bro, yeah, bro. It's like, no, it's not me. You know, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm an alien and I'm different from this gay lifestyle than people, because like, I don't do what the typical guys do on these apps or just in things. Everybody smokes, everybody drinks, everybody poppers, everybody da. I don't do any of that. I have a natural high. I'm a big kid at heart. I just like to have fun. And for me, even if I am going to have a hookup, that is fine. I still want it to be with somebody who I can vibe with. That's my thing. It's like, F my brain first, and then we can F the other parts of my body. You know? Like, get me there. Let's talk a little bit. Pretend to watch a movie, something, you know, stimulate my mind. You know? I feel like I'm so different than this lifestyle a lot. I really do. So back to that video, you know, which was in DC Pride. I've seen people making videos being like, oh my God, Pride, oh my God, it's DC Pride was just nothing but about sex and all. It's like, duh, gay pride has always been about sex. And I know some of y'all might get mad at that, but it's true. Maybe at one point, gay pride was supposed to be about equality, love, genders, creativity, togetherness, holding, loving. Now, behind the floats, behind the parades, behind the social events, all of it leads to, who am I going to sleep with while I'm in this town? That's all pride is. Black gay pride, white gay pride. I still don't get why I get it and I don't, but why it's still very much segregation. White gay pride, black gay pride, when at the end of the day, both parties meet up somehow still and make it interracial pride, if you know what I mean. So people people saying like, oh, and the guys, you don't really see too many, or you don't hear about too many feminine guys being out at pride now because everybody's, ooh. All that has been here forever. Now, I will say back in the day, you will see the girls and the trans and the femme guys and the gay guys, the butch queens all together. I haven't been in pride in a long time. I don't even study pride because it ain't what back when once again, for me, pride was off the chain when I was younger and I was gay and I was bottom. Well, it used to be this guy named, I ain't gonna say his name, but this guy that I would look forward to seeing when I go to pride, because he would always come to Atlanta, big old buff guy, and I was like, oh, oh my God, the clubs were off the chain back then, and there was this one main hotel that everybody would go to. It's called the W, oh no, it was called something else before then, but then as pride went on, it started being at multiple hotels, separation, but back then it was one main hotel, and everybody would stay there. There was somewhere to go every night. Piedmont Park was off the chain. Sundays, like, it was just, Pride was fun, but it was still heavily rooted in sex. Why do you think all these queens, I'm calling y'all queens, these butch queens, go to the gym? It's not to look good for themselves. They're going to the gym so they can look good for Jermaine, Jerome, Danner, and Tanner, and Connor during Pride. A lot of these bottoms, most of these muscle guys are bottoms. Like, and they're muscular because the guys weren't seeing it for them as just being just an average built guy. You know, it might come off more feminine because when you have more muscles and more meat in your bones, you can kind of look a little more masculine. Underneath the muscles is still a queen, but they are getting their bodies on. So when they go to DC, Atlanta, Philadelphia, whatever, California, Pride, they can get hookups. That's literally all it is. It's basically Folsom. Folsom is Pride. Pride is Folsom. For me, Pride is people fighting, drugs, foolery, sex, with a little bit of events going on that is meant to bring people together in a positive way, with a little bit of that. But it's heavily influenced with drugs, sex, and all above. So someone taking 96 loads during DC Pride, that's nothing new. That is nothing new. Pride is gonna always be this way. So anyway, what do y'all think? I know this has been a rant, but I just wanted to get it off my chest and just say how I feel about Pride, what I feel about 96 loads. Even Drag Race, everything that has to deal with gay people is always sexual themed all the time. All the time. Whenever you see an ad on a TV about gays, it's about Victoria or something like that. Drag Race, any kind of challenge or mini challenge, is always guys in jock straps and booty shorts, and everything is always heavily sexual themed with gay people. And that's why I guess the straight community thinks that we're all just like sinful, lustful whores, when they have a lot of sinful, lustful whores on their side too. But I can kind of get their point, unfortunately. Yeah. But at the end of the day, once again, these are just my personal opinions. Do you? If you want to go out there and get 96 loads, have it up. But just be as safe as you can. That's all I can say. Thank y'all for listening to my rant. Leave y'all's opinions respectfully. Yeah, and until next time, stay beat, stay beautiful. Most importantly, stay blessed. See you later.